Hello, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. It's been a while since I recorded this because I've been busy cleaning up all debris in Kerbal orbit, and that's been taking up some time. I've been playing another game which you can see on the channel and one which you can't, and also taking a little bit of a break. Anyway, short video probably today, because we're coming up on the final adjustment for our low Kerbal orbit satellite constellation, finally. After that, there is only one more satellite to bring into its final orbit, and that is number 4. I haven't shown the launch for this, but this went basically the same as everybody else. So let's have a brief look, and let me switch off the debris for a moment. The square you can see here is pretty much the position of the 4 communication satellites. They're 90-degree offsets from each other, and I have left them drifting just ever so slightly so that they complete the square. If we look, basically this line reasonably high above the surface should mean that at any point in time one of them will have direct line of sight to Kerbal Space Center. Let's accelerate this and just execute this maneuver. And yes, as you could see, at any one time one of them has contact, so from now on we should be perfectly safe regarding communications when launching into low Kerbal orbit, and no more outages. Unless, of course, we forget to deploy antennas or the usual. Let's see. One of our spike balls, and that is a mere 2-meter burn. Almost at a 270-degree position here, which is why this burn is happening now. Now let's see, do we want to execute this manually? Oh no, let's just have MacJab do it. We will have to fine-tune it manually then, but and I probably want to reduce this a little bit just to make it easier. Well, let's go there. Yeah, I'm actually bringing our orbit close to the 1 hour mark. That's where we need to go. And actually let me switch off these noises. That's better. Now then, we need to fine-tune this to actually try to make it to 1 hour. Let's see. Good. Ever so slightly. Burn a little prograde. No. Retrograde this is, hopefully. Let's aim for that first. See how it goes from there. Did I reduce this? Yes, I did. Well then. Excellent. That's... well, it's good enough. Or... no, let's try to fix it. Well, that's not... so RCS is too strong at this point in time, quite obviously. And I overshot again. Let's try again. One more attempt. Okay, I will leave it at that. Engine will be shut down at this point in time. How much thrust? Oh, 200 something meters. Well, that's okay. For the moment, our orbit is a little bit more circular than the other ones we had, but since all of them are 1 hour orbit, that should not matter. We will stay in this position pretty much perfectly on the minus 90 degree. And the other thing we have in this episode is the return of another solar orbit training mission. Something else I wanted to check on. Valentina is now only 46 days away from getting close to the asteroid, so that's also nice. Maybe we can pay her a visit as well. But first, let's do the re-entry of the solar orbit training mission. It's the first one of the C-class, so that will be interesting. We did the simulated re-entry before, but let's just try the real thing. So then, focusing on Kerbin, and basically we want to spend 850 meters per second on a node which is somewhere around, well, let's see, we need to, 5 minutes something. Well then, 9 minutes away, we probably, so our burn needs to be finished by 7 minutes something, so we need to start burning very soon, I would say around here. That's, yeah, it's alright. Let's go to about here at the maneuver, and what we want is we want to keep the periapsis at around 32 kilometers, but bring down our apoapsis. I guess we can try for 1000 and see what the node says. So that's a 630 meter burn. We can be a little more aggressive. Try again. 700 meter burn. Well, we will get low. 820 meter burn. We may have to go a little earlier. So let's bring this back another couple seconds. Like there, try again. And now it's taking too much, okay. We will see. 855, well, this one. This it shall be, and we will take it from there. Not sure whether we will be in time, but let's not be worried by that and execute the node. All we really want to achieve is basically capture and bring us into a low orbit. And to be honest, whether we have a 800 kilometer or 600 kilometer apoapsis does not make much of a difference. It's a lot lower than returning from either of the moons. Let's try that. Delete. And that will be one long burn. Why is it saying 620 here and, well, that's awkward. That is burning at full thrust, so yeah. Let's also check life support supplies of this capsule. It should have about 1 day left. Yeah, exactly. Since I believe we had it return on a relatively slow trajectory to also make this burn a little easier. And let's try to use physical time acceleration for this. I just hope we are ready in time, because it's still raising the apoapsis, and that's a periapsis. That's a potential danger. Well, in any case, even if we take a second orbit, we are below 1 hour orbits, or 1 hour to apoapsis now, so that would be a 2-hour orbit and well within our life support margins. Periapsis is dropping. Well, it's starting to drop faster, so hopefully we will be back to 32 kilometers or something thereabouts. .46 and still dropping, but not fast enough. Okay, so something to remember for future burns. These will not properly drop the periapsis unless it's happening on the last meters, but I don't think so. That's because of the way this burn happened, really. That's just... Why is it drifting? Interesting. In any case. Oh, hello there. What's happening here? What's my... happening? Okay. Well then. Something's fishy here. Like... Xbox controller isn't perfectly centered. Anyway. Let's spend the rest of our fuel. Our periapsis is now dropping reasonably low, so we should be fine. And we, of course, are coming in nice and shallow, so shouldn't be any problem, hopefully. Let's see whether the reaction control thrusters at least survive. I'm not worried about the engine and, well, the tank. I really don't care about either of which, but it would be nice to have them back. Not that we are landing anywhere near the KSP, mind you. We are here? No. Here. So already quite a bit off. Doing a temperature gauge on the tank now. and we are still pretty high, so it will get a little warmer. We can, however, arm the parachutes. All the fuel is spent, only some life support supplies remaining. But we are well suborbital, so no risk of having another orbit. I thought for a second that we would be rising again, but that does not seem to be the case. It's just that we are fast enough to raise the sun. And yet the entire construction is apparently highly aerodynamic still, because we are not really slowing down as quickly as usual. And we already have seen that this one will overshoot any MacJab landing predictions by quite a bit, so that's another confirmation of it just being too aerodynamic. Now then, hopefully this will slow down sufficiently to deploy the parachutes. Let me check this one. That should be our drogue chute to deploy at 5000. Okay. Yeah, we are almost at Mach 1 now. That's okay. We're also down to 1.8 tons only, which is probably a lot less than all these parachutes are designed for. There is pre-deployment. And pre-deployment of the main chutes. Yeah, I wish the real chute parachutes would have the same mechanic of not overlapping each other as regular chutes now do, but the whole not losing parachutes thing is a lot more important than a minor graphical issue. Now then, anything to collect here? Nope. Let's bring these guys on and we'll go back home. Recover vessel. Even got a little bit of money back, but as you can see, we are relatively far away. And one of them has enough experience now for the 3 stars. All of the others are still lacking one thing or another. Let me check that. So address is probably not even on my list. Lambert also not on my list, and Diebel. I think Diebel was on the list to be kicked actually because of some things, but we take note. Address, Lambert, Diebel. We'll have to go somewhere, probably the Moon and or Minmus, well, one of them at least, to gain the last star of reputation, but they're all pilots, so I'm not too bothered by that. And hello there, some ribbons, okay. What's that for you? I should have gone EVA in the water, but never mind. Okay. Well, I promised a short episode, so I will leave it at that. The next thing is again doing more orbital debris cleaning, which will still take a while. So until then, thank you for watching. I hope you have a nice day. Bye bye.